Welcome to Company Graphic number 2. This is the final video. This is a chit chat. This is about my TikTok thing from a video or two back, and it was about being black first and racism and shit like that. I'm gonna put these pants on because I'm a little cold. Yeah, y'all saw the scar, so you know that shit's real. That would also explain the martial art clusterfuck. Did y'all also watched? That's a water bottle and a wedgie. Okay. So this is gonna be a touchy subject, and if you're like a little bit sensitive, don't watch this video. If you're not sensitive and you can have a wrong conversation, then watch this video because it is now 12:30. I want to be done by 1 so that I can post all these videos instead of having to wait till tomorrow. And that's also a possibility. This might be like Tuesday posting, like after I get out of class. I don't know. If you're watching it on a Monday night, then it's Monday. Or if you're not, because it is legally Tuesday now. If you're watching it on a Tuesday afternoon or a Wednesday night, then you know it got posted on Tuesday. We're gonna try not to do that though. We're gonna try to post it tonight and pray that it all works itself out. Anyway, that being said, let's go. So earlier today, I was in a TikTok, and they were talking. You know, I didn't get into the chat part where I could actually go up and you could see my face, but I was listening, and I've been in a lot of TikToks. I've been in a lot of God damn it. I've been in a lot of TikTok discussions, and I would chime in the comments every now and again. And you know, a lot of people rarely respond to my comments, and that's fine. But you know, as a mixed person, racism affects me differently than it affects everyone else. Because it affects me a lot deeper. Because I've been there. I've been in the trenches against racism. Like, literally, I've had racist teachers. I've had other things. And I want to talk about that. I will give an example of Miss Jones. Because that black first thing is not always the case with us mixed kids. Alright? And they talked a lot about black first. Black this, black this. They talked a lot about interracial dating. And while we're on that subject, I will make another video about Mitch McConnell and Clarence Thomas and how they want to end interracial relationships and make it illegal in the United States. Which is, anybody's going to stand for that, you're fucked up. Because I exist due to this. I exist because of Loving versus Virginia. And here's the funny thing. Mitch McConnell has an Asian wife. And Clarence Thomas has a white wife. Now what did these ladies do to y'all to make y'all want to put interracial relationships and make it illegal? And who the fuck do you think y'all are to have that goal? Again, we'll make that video. Matter of fact, we might make it after this, and then I might post these videos after class. In fact, we're going to do that. So now you don't have to worry about it. If you're watching this, then they got posted on Wednesday. Alright. So first, let's talk about this black first stuff. Alright? 1. You can be black first. I'm not pro-black. I'm not pro-anything. Alright? I'm pro-everybody. Because I'm of everybody. I am part native. I am part black. I am part white. Now, the white part of me is neutral as fuck. Because I'm not getting involved in white issues. If you look at my skin tone, I will never, ever, ever, ever be white. I will support my white family to the fullest and help when I can. But as far as like getting up close and personal, no white person is going to take me serious on a white issue. Because they were like, well, you're not really one of us. You know how many times I've heard that shit. Now, black people on the other hand, I've also been told by black people and natives, I'm not really one of you, you know, and it's kind of fucked up when you have 3 heritages to tell you people, not your family, but other people that have no idea who the fuck you are, that you're not really one of us, you don't belong in our society, you are abomination, you know, but they forgot throughout history that people like me existed so that wars wouldn't break out. Think about it. If you're a white man and you have a native child, and the native's child is that of a higher standing, the natives aren't going to attack when they know that one of theirs is right there. Right? That's a thing. Right? Same thing if you were a white man and you had a child somewhere else, like with white on white. This is how kingdoms got bigger. You know, I'm the king of this country. We're not biologically kin. My son marries your daughter. Now both kingdoms are strong. Your daughter has a son and a daughter. Now we got to marry them off into other kingdoms so that all the kingdoms can have strength. This was also a tribal thing in Africa as well as in Native American culture, and I could be wrong there, and if I am, somebody can fact check it and then they can give me the finger. But anyway, these things do happen. In these chit chats, or TikTok chats rather, a lot of pro black people have a lot of negative shit to say about people like me. Now, here's the thing. A lot of black people don't consider me black. Like I said, I had some stories. I've lived some lives where, like for job instances, I would sign black because my birth certificate legally has me written down as a black person. It says Negro on the birth certificate because I guess in 1973, biracial terms were not something that they used on birth certificates. So instead of calling me mulatto or calling me biracial or multicultural, it says black. So I cannot deny wherever I go that legally I am a black man. Alright? Now, granted, I'm mixed. But legally, I'm a black man. So for anybody who's like, well, you don't do anything black. You don't say anything black. Okay, like I just said, legally, I'm black. I know I'm black. Society, on the other hand, may see me as a Mexican, may see me as a Filipino. But I know that I'm part black. I do not deny that shit. However, if you watch my other video, you'll understand why I'm building myself out as a native actor. Because I have a better chance of actually getting work if someone would just take notice. Alright? Now, as James Williams Jr., no one noticed. It's Echo Fang Grey Wolf. We about to rule the world. Just putting that out there. We about to rule the world. In a good way. Not in that Cobra Commander creepy way. But in a good way. Now, these pro-black people in TikTok talking about mixed people. And they have no fucking idea what we go through on a daily basis. Like I said, I'm going to give you this example. I applied for a job at Tuesday mornings. I wanted to do stock. I did not want to do money because I had bad experience at a job with money where I literally had to get down to my shorts, get off my socks, jump up and down, shake around, do the chicken dance so that they could see if money were going to fall out my drawers. At the time, I was not worrying about, you know what? I have a better idea. Showing you might be better than telling you. So I worked in a movie theater. It is now the Violent Crown, but at the time it was Regal. So the manager, he switched me out of the machines, and I was closing out, so we did the cash thing, and I was $50 short. And I tried to explain, I said, you put me on the other machine because the machine locked up. Well, you need to take your clothes off and thing. So, took off my movie pants, like so. I'm now gonna take off my socks. But there, I had to take off my socks. So I'm standing in my shorts barefooted, and I gotta take off these. So, I take off my shorts. Now, under my shorts, y'all see these boxer briefs. I didn't have boxer briefs. I had bikini drawers. For those who do not know what bikini drawers are, I'm not going to dig them up. Just go Google them. So I have bikini drawers. And now he's got me doing this shit. Oh yeah, I also had to take off my shirt. No. Because I'm a man. If I was a woman, I wouldn't have to take off my shirt. But as a man, I had to take off my shirt. So standing upstairs at the Regal, fat belly, damn near everything exposed. And I'm doing this. And he's looking under my arms to make sure there's no money falling. He's checking all around. You know, he's not like touching me and shit. But, okay. So I'm going to roll these up so you can understand the underwear that I have. Alright? So I'm in underwear like this. Now, not a thong, but I gotta do this to make sure that that $50 isn't in there. Now he didn't go and do this, no, but he really shook my socks. I'm not taking them off, but he shook my socks, shook my shirt, shook my shorts, and I'm standing there in my drawers, jumping around like a chicken. So when I apply for jobs, I do not apply for anything that involves me touching money, because I'll be damned if I'm gonna dance around like a chicken for another person who's not of color because they thought that I stole $50 fucking dollars when they know damn well they switched me to the other machine. If my body offended anybody, I'm sorry. I know I need to work on the gut. That's the only part that I have to work on. Okay? It's fat. No. It's fat. I can see it. You can see it. I need to get my six-pack back. I know. Don't judge me. But I had to do that because telling you doesn't give you the effect of showing you. Okay? Showing you gives you that real feeling of, wow, you got put through that shit. Yes, I got put through that shit. So Dateline and did a story about shit like that. That shit does happen. Don't think that it doesn't. It does happen. Because I never thought it could happen to me until it happened to me for $50 fucking dollars. So then we go back to the machine. We watched the videotape. We literally watched my entire shift. Fast forward through it. He never saw me one time bend over to touch a shoe. He never saw me one time put anything in my pocket. The only time I had anything in my hand was putting money in the machine, giving money back, and lunch when I put my popcorn that I paid for into the goddamn thing. Because we had nachos, but you had to pay for them. We could eat popcorn for free, but I paid for it because I got nacho cheese on my popcorn. Shit tastes great. So I had a cup. I was dipping it in until customers would arrive, and then I'd wipe my hands off and start taking money again. So I never touched the money that he thought I stole. I put $50 in. I told him that we had a problem in the machine lock. The line was filling up. So we got into the other machine. We gave them the change. And we got them in. Next people kept coming. Never dawned on me to go back and get that until I'm jumping around in my drawers like a chicken. So then we went down there. We got the money out. Didn't get an apology. Didn't say he was sorry. Had to walk the fuck home because I couldn't afford to park here. So I had a bike, and I didn't bike that day. So, yeah, dumb me. I didn't bike. So I walked the fuck home. It was almost 1:30 in the morning when I walked home because we did all that shit. Fucking all he had to do after watching the video, because that's when we found out the money was in the machine. All we had to do was just go back. I kept trying to tell him we switched machines. He didn't want to hear that shit. I'm talking to you. You know who you are. You're a Gary Busey lookalike. Now, understand, it's not Gary Busey, but the guy looks just like Gary Busey. But it's not Gary Busey. I don't remember his fucking name, but I remember his face. I'll never forget his face. And it's hard to forget the face of a man that makes you strip to your fucking drawers and jump around. Okay, second story. Sorry, still on the same story. This is why when the lady asked me if I wanted to work the register, and I said, no ma'am. I said, I will never work another register as long as I'm fucking breathing. Unless I run that store, which means the store is in my name, I'm paying for everything, I'm paying the rent, I'm paying the electricity, the store is in my name, and I am the owner, and the CEO, and the boss. It's the only time I'm ever going to touch the register. Ever the fuck again. If it's not my money, I'm not touching it. So that kills that. Now, I went to fill out the application, and she didn't think I was black. She literally asked me, what country was I from? And I literally told her, I'm an American, this is my birth certificate, and I am black. And she asked me if I was sure. So that's one example of how people don't think that I'm black. Alright? Now, back in high school, it was Miss Jones, and it was Mr. Leatherwood. They did not like mixed people, or either they just didn't like this mixed person. Mr. Leatherwood really didn't like me. He prevented me from doing martial arts on the breezeway during lunch break, because I didn't really eat school lunch. But me and another martial artist were trained every day, and he didn't like that shit. So he made a physical contact rule that we could not have physical contact. But after watching us for a couple of weeks, because he's been watching us from the shadows, and he didn't like that shit, and I guess he probably thought I was part Chinese. Anyway, so when things got stolen, and I got accused of it, Mr. Leatherwood blamed me because the kids told him that I stole it because I had this giant ass backpack. I never used the locker. So after he went through the backpack, we went to the homeroom, got my fucking locker combination because I never used the damn thing. Went in there, nothing but spider webs. The guys that accused me of stealing didn't even know where my locker was. But they told him that it's probably in his locker. So I didn't use a locker because my backpack was very, very equitable. It could hold like 8 books in that bitch, plus notebooks, plus paper, plus pencils. It's holding Optimus Prime right now. Anyway, so when they stole my comic books, all those comics that were stolen are in that book right there. So, he told me I shouldn't be bringing my comic books to school. Fast forward to like maybe 9 years ago. Let's see, what's 25 minus 9? I want to make sure I give y'all as much accuracy as possible. 25 minus 9 equals... Yeah. So about 9 years ago, because my nephew, who is 25 now, was 16. He was going to the alternative school where Mr. Leatherwood was the principal. Now, he claimed he didn't know that the kid was kin to me and didn't know that the kid was kin to my sister. I'm leaving names off. And I was like, this better not be about him being kin to me. He's like, nah, your nephew causes problems. I said, uh-huh. I said, just like I stole somebody's clothes that was bigger than me way back in high school, right? He's like, look, I don't know what animosity is. I ain't got no animosity. I'm just reminding you that, you accused me of stealing people's clothes. After they stole my comic books, it was, don't bring your comics to school. And after you accused me of stealing the clothes, because they stole my comic books first, and then they accused me of stealing their clothes. I'm a germaphobe. I don't wear anybody's clothes. It has to be a dire emergency. And if you told me not to bring my comics, you should have told them not to bring. You said, yeah, that's in the past. Leave it in the past. I said, no. See, if you bother my nephew because of something I did, now we got a problem. Because I'm not a kid anymore. And after that, the problem was solved. And I drove my nephew home. We had a little bit of words. And then I drove my nephew home. My nephew couldn't stand me then. We're a lot better now. But we had a common enemy at the time. But my nephew still couldn't stand me. But I had to put Mr. Leatherwood in his place. I was like, nah, you did this shit to me in high school. You're not going to do this shit to me as a grown-ass man. Because as a grown-ass man, I'm also a veteran of the United States Army. I'm not afraid of you anymore. So that kind of fixed the conversation really fucking quick. Now, same school, not the alternative school my nephew was, and he was the principal. But back when I was in high school, there was a black lady named Mrs. Jones. I'm going to reserve calling her the B word. But Mrs. Jones allowed all the black kids on the football team and the basketball team to be across the room and blowing spitballs in my curly hair and hitting me in the head with balled up pieces of trash, which was the paper. You could hear them rip the shit out and ball it up just because they had nothing better to do. Hum this shit across the room. Hit me in the back of the head. Now I'm in school trying to learn. This woman's doing nothing. I'm like 4 steps away from her desk. There's no way she could not hear it or see it. And she wore glasses, so she wasn't that damn blind. But she never did shit until I brought my nunchucks to school. And when I brought my nunchucks to school, I got the referral. Now, mind you, these guys have been fucking with me since the 25th of August. It was damn near May when I brought my nunchucks to school. And of course, what does this have to do with Mr. Leatherwood? She tried to send me to Leatherwood. And I said, no, fuck that shit. I'm going to Mr. Lewis. And I went to Mr. Lewis. I explained the situation. And he took the nunchucks. I got him back at the end of the day. But he also gave me a free pass to kick ass. Because I explained to him, these guys have been picking on me since the beginning of school. The only break I had was any holiday that we had at school. So up until Christmas and New Year's, I had to take a whole lot of goddamn abuse. This is why I'm partially the way I am. So when people talk about pro-black does not mean pro-mixed. Alright? Now, mixed kids, we go through a lot of fucking shit. A lot of shit. Acceptance? Psh, barely an option. But we go through a lot of shit. And nobody asks us. And I'm sorry, and I'm going to say this. I'm going to piss off anybody watching this that's black. A lot of the racism that I got was mostly from black people. Not my family members. But I got racism in Smithfield from black people. It's like, well, you ain't really one of us. You one of them half-breed motherfuckers. You're a zebra, you know. And then nobody white in Smithfield ever bothered me. Nobody. They just stared a lot because they didn't know what the fuck I was. But the black people, on the other hand, oh, it ate it up. No, you're fucking half-breed. Now, I get this shit in Charlottesville because that's where I'm living. But to go to my father's hometown and get it didn't help. No. It's like, yeah, what do you mix with? Oh, I'm black and white. Then I found out I was part native. Because I did, you know, like I said, when you're a kid, you don't see race of your parents. You see your parents, you know. My mom was god awful light, white passing. My dad was black. Now, granted, my dad's dad was black. My uncles and all of them, they got their skin color from my father's father. My fucking aunts and them, all same daddy, all same skin tone, darker than me. Now, every one of their children got all the light genes. Because some of my cousins' fathers are darker than my parent. And their kids came out light like me. So skin tone varies from child to child. You know, all of my aunts' children. Let me be politically correct. The aunts that have children that are light. All right. My Aunt Myrrh and my Aunt Ruth are the only aunts that don't have children. All right. My Aunt Bessie, all her children are light. All right, all of them. They're my color, but they're this color, while I'm high yellow. Now, I have a couple of cousins from my Aunt Bessie that's high yellow. All right. Now, as for the men in the family, all the men, except me, are dark. But they're this color dark. They're not like darker, but they're my brown part of me, brown. They're dark brown, but they're not black. Now, most of the women and me are this color. All right. Now, my uncles all had darker girls. My Aunt Phyllis had dark children. My Aunt Teen had dark children. My Aunt Pee Wee had dark children. All right? My father and my Uncle Bruce, we had the lightest children. All right? So, my sister and I, my father's oldest kids, we're this color. My younger brothers, my father's kids with another woman who is brown, they're down here. They're darker than me. Now, as for my cousins from Bessie, who are all light, all girls are light, all the guys were not. I was the only light guy. From my Uncle Bruce, my cousin Sherry's light. Her brother not so light. He's darker than me. He's like this color, but you know, hey Bruce. Anyway, my Aunt Phyllis, not a light child amongst the bunch. My fucking Aunt Teen, not a light child amongst the bunch. No. Who am I missing? I'm missing somebody, but I don't know who the hell I'm missing. But not a light child amongst the bunch. Now, if you go to our cousins, some of their children were light. So, I don't know them all. I met maybe one, so they were light, but they weren't as light as me. And when they was like, well, you only extra light because you have white on your other side, I was like, yeah, but that's not something I can help. So, when these people have these pro-black talks, they don't like to include us mixed people in there. They don't like to tell us that we don't really belong there. And I want y'all to keep that in mind because it's just a fact. Alright? I'm Echo Fan Grey Wolf. Hope I taught you something. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Gonna make one more video. Be seeing you.